Hey everybody, it's Mr. Delusive here. Today I'm going through everything I've done this week, and there's quite a bit to go through. So I've added a lot of stuff with all the new guns. I've done with all the key bindings for the keyboard, so these are now bindable. So if you go here, well, I forgot to reposition that. See that? It rebinds, and that saves to a file, that options any file, so it remembers and everything. So only the keyboard is bindable at the moment. The mouse isn't. I've just left it like that for now. And as well, I've added gamepad support. So I spent most of this week getting everything working properly with the gamepad. As well, you might have noticed this cursor is different, and that's because, the gamepad, some of the menus I pretty much put cursor control on as well. So, as you can see here, I'm just using mouse and keyboard at the moment, but say I plug the gamepad in. That will disappear. See, gamepad has been detected, and you can now control it. I go into everything with the keypad, the gamepad, key bindings, nice and easy. And that, you can plug in and disconnect while you're in the game. So I'm really happy to have the gamepad controls in. I was gonna leave that until after release, but I mean, I actually got a PS1 emulator, and I was just mucking around with it, and I put the gamepad in playing those games, and I thought, I just got to add the gamepad to this. So yeah. Anyway, I've added a whole bunch of new guns. I haven't got them all here now, as tests, but pretty much. There's more. I'm not going to show them all off. I added new effects like type 2 of the corrosion, flame, and everything. The railguns now pierce. I've changed the explosion effects a bit to make them look better. I've added a shake screen effect to make that look better. So I'll show it all off, and the EMP stuff. So let's go into the Starkiller. I think that's everything I've added. I think I've done more, I don't know. Let's relaunch. So now, when you collide, the screen will shake. I've also made their move speed higher. So, crash, the screen shakes for a little bit. And also that ring effect on explosion. So same with the Starkiller. You see that screen shake effect as well. There's that ring, and there's also the explosion. That's a new effect class I created. What is it? Scale with fade out. So the size scales up and it fades out slowly. That's the EMP. Put the sound up because I like that sound on that one. So that's as well. The EMP is using the stun 2 type effect, so it stuns them for 5 seconds. And I actually think it's 4 seconds. I don't know why. It seems like it's alright. So that's stunning them. As you can see, they still fire during the stun effect. because I haven't changed that yet. Yeah, I think that's yeah, and that shake screen effect, which I'm pretty happy with too. That's another effect class I added. So it only occurs on when you collide with a ship, or when a bullet hits you, or when that star killer bullet hits the enemy. So there, adds a bit more visual feedback, getting it to a point where it looks better and better. On this puppy, I forget if I showed this off, the Giga Beam. Actually, I'll use, so when I'm showing this off, I'll show it off with the gamepad. So we'll plug it back in. So there, as you can see on the menu at the bottom left, we've got the controls grayed out now, star map and that, and you can do it all with the star map. So here's the cursor. If you scroll to the edge, the map will scroll, or you can use the right stick to pan. So say, you know, we do that, go back. You can also click it. The only thing with the menu is I've got it, so there's a ball effect that it's moved once, and I'm using that as like a ticker, and that ticks every 0.25 seconds, or if you press a button, and that prevents the movement from spamming. Like say you highlight that and press A, it would actually spam on and off. Well, not on that, but say, you know, you're in Marketplace, and I've made these buttons bigger so it's easier to click. So, you know, say you clicked that, this, even not that one actually. Better example is, say you're here, you highlighted cargo bay and you press A and then B, or you click this, you'll actually hear it just spam non-stop. If we actually go into sound, so you kind of it still spams, but it's just like every 0.125 seconds. So no, 0.25 seconds, so it spams 4 times a second, where if I didn't have that ticker, it would just spam every single frame. So it would spam 60 times a second. And that's yeah. So they all work, there's no items in that. And you can as well scroll with this, or the same way with the right stick. So all that functionality is working. You can close by pressing B, or I haven't tested the PS3 controller yet. I'm using the Xbox 360 controller because it's X and A, so that was guaranteed to work pretty much. Well, it's mono game, but it's based off X and A. So, or yeah, you can close that like that. Marketplace, same. Depending on where your cursor is, it scrolls that. You can buy and everything like usual. This is one of the only ones that doesn't have the ticker. So as you can see, it changes that quickly, and that might get annoying. I don't know. Can't really say you want to get 5. It's a bit hard to. I guess I'll have to add the ticker to that too. I forgot. And yeah, so because I've got this ticker, when your mouse moves, because of this menu, whenever you're moving the mouse, the cursor, the moved once is triggering, so you can't actually, you know, highlight like that. You have to, there's a delay, but in the other screens you can do it easily. Missions work the same. Panel still working. And that's another thing, I've fixed a whole bunch of bugs I found. So hopefully I don't find any during this video. Yeah, you can buy it. You know, you can do everything you did. No, we don't have enough credits. So yeah, everything's working just like the mouse and keyboard. And another thing I did, which is why a lot of those save files are gone, is so I've changed how the save system works in anticipation for the Steam release. So I added all these Z1s just to test this scrolling. So you're there. So it always stays, and you can do this. Continue. So yeah, because I was actually with the save file before this week, I was making like 4 files, and that wasn't really the way I wanted to do it anyway. But yeah, I fixed that, and it all goes into one file now. And because I think for Steam, I've read other indie developers, they've had to make adjustments to their save system for Steam Cloud, so I need to check out how that's going to work. But anyway, let's go back to the Giga test. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that the controller support's there now for everything. Oh. Star map. Yeah, see, if you scroll and press, it won't. But if you give it a little bit, it'll work. So with the gamepad, with the gameplay, you use the left stick to move, as your keyboard would, and your right stick to aim. And then you've got your left, let's just put that down again. And you've got your left trigger as your alternate, and your right trigger as your main. And then you also can press B, and because in the gamepad support, it would take a bit longer to navigate the menus, I've actually added this pause type screen, and you can go into your ship cargo and everything. Missions, track your mission here like usual, and say you're in this screen and you disconnect your gamepad, it'll unpause. So yeah, and then you plug it back in, and you actually have to close that. And yeah, so let's hear the sound of the Giga. So this is like, there's now 3 types of beams. Well, actually 4. Well, yeah, there's not only 4 beams, but there's 4 beam types. So there's the small beam, there's the beam that was demoed in last week's, which is just the normal one. There's the mega beam, and this giga beam, which is the strongest. And I've adjusted the effects on them a bit. So another thing as well, your dock can warp with the gamepad as well. So to warp, you press the right shoulder, and to dock you press the left shoulder. So if I press the left shoulder now, you can't dock anywhere. But if I press the right, you can warp. that button is not available, it won't work, so it relies just like the keyboard and mouse on that button to be there. So yeah, I'm spamming, now that button's there. So I can't warp by pressing the right button, but I can dock. And you come into this screen and press A. And that's it. And same with the mouse and keyboard, you can't access those two because you don't have access to the cargo bay. You can sell and buy just like usual. You can switch, well, when you're at Delusia 1. Buy. Not enough credits. So I haven't added. I've got to add moved once delays on this pop-up screen. So this is what the functionality is like when you don't add it. It just spams that sound. Yeah, so that was pretty much it this week. It was spent the most time adding all this new functionality to the menus and to the gameplay and everything, and happy with that. And yeah, I added a bunch of new weapons as well. I'll show off another one quickly. The gas, which is because I've changed the flamethrower effect as well, because I didn't like that, and so I changed the flame effect. And made this gas version of it, which is just a recolored flame. But I needed, because I made so yeah, and that actually only does 1 damage, but it has a 20 times armor damage multiplier. Because that's why I made the gas, or the corrosion gas, because I had I think I've got it here. Which one was it? Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, the EMP ball. So if I show you this one off, and you might have noticed with the EMP pulse, I was going to say, but yeah, the EMP special, it only did 1 damage, but that has the same effect that the corrosion gas does, except it only does the multiplier to shield. So like this one, it only hits for 1 damage, and it applies that stun 2 effect as well. Show that sound off. I forgot to add limitations to these menus, because you can actually scroll to 0 and 5. Not 0, I mean -1 and 5. So yeah, they do 1 damage to armor, and I think it's 25 to shield. These EMP balls are good to combo with the gas, because, you know, say you got the ship with the 2 sockets, then you go you get the EMP ball to do high damage to the shields, and then you get the gas to do high damage to the armor, or whatever you want. And I'll show off the rail pierce effect quickly. And I fixed the mine layer as well, because I changed a lot of the bullet system when I changed something, it broke the mine layer. I don't know why. So I spent a little bit fixing that too. So you go over here, and then the EMP special actually that pierces too. But yeah, the rails, they're all pierced now. Oops. Harder to aim with the keypad gamepad. Oh yeah, you get the idea. But that's pretty much it for this week. Just disconnect that. Pretty sure that's everything I've done this week. So yeah, I'll just fix those menu things. So no, at least there was no major bugs found this week. Oh, that's right, I fixed the that market display error as well. So yeah, because that's pretty much what I've been doing every Monday. Do these videos, fix the bugs I find in these videos, and then while I'm uploading, and that's that. But yeah, this week I'll be finally finishing off all the weapons. I was supposed to finish it off this last week, but I kind of got sidetracked with adding the controller support. But yeah, so this week we'll finish all the weapons, and then finally I'll start on changing that warp and star map system so that you do it in the gameplay, and add warp gates, or hyper warp gates or whatever, and that'll allow you to change systems and figure out how I'm going to go about limiting that. Yeah guys, that'll be it for this week. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of these new effects and the controller support. So thanks for watching.